Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. Canelo Alvarez has a varying myriad of options for his next fight. He has Sergey Kovalev at 175. He has Callum Smith at 168. And at 160, he has two very good, incredible opponents in Triple G and Demetrius Andre. Demetrius Andre is a current world champion who showcased against Magi Sulecki that he belongs in the top 10 of the middleweight division. He's shown that he's ready for this level of competition. That doesn't mean he can beat Canelo, but it does show that he's ready for this level of competition, because at some point, when you look at the level of opposition that Canelo Alvarez is constantly facing, the level of opposition that Canelo Alvarez wants to face, you see that he's wanting to be great. And there's a reason why he's a franchise champion, because he's doing things in boxing that no one ever did. Even when you look at Floyd Mayweather, he never fought this level of competition consistently back to back to back. At the end of the day, Canelo Alvarez is a once-in-a-generational type of talent, and no matter who he picks, he's not ducking another fighter. We have to be honest and unbiased. We've been hearing this rhetoric over and over and over again. And you see that Demetrius Andre would be a great opponent. Triple G would be a great opponent. Sergey Kovalev or Callum Smith, all of these guys will be great opponents for Canelo Alvarez. But the problem lies with fanboys, because a lot of guys think that if Canelo Alvarez picks Triple G, he's ducking Andrade. If he picks Sergey Kovalev, he's ducking Triple G. At the end of the day, Canelo Alvarez can pick any of these guys and it would be a credible match, because Canelo Alvarez has been proving fight after fight after fight that he constantly and continuously fights nothing but the best. Let's be honest and unbiased. When Canelo Alvarez just came off of a unification with an elite level fighter for another world title in Danny Jacobs, a guy who outweighed him on the night of the fight, a bigger, massive guy and a world champion in Danny Jacobs, a same Danny Jacobs that, Triple G had a lot of issues with, but Canelo Alvarez beat him cleanly and effectively. Let's be honest and unbiased. So if we're being real about the situation, Canelo Alvarez is ducking no top-level competition. Canelo Alvarez stated that he's going to fight 3 times in 2019. So there's going to be a fight in September and December. So whoever he doesn't fight in September, he could potentially fight in December. Canelo Alvarez is the cash cow of boxing. He's the biggest name in the face of boxing. So no matter who he picks, he's not ducking another fighter, because he's going to fight a world champion or a former world champion, a top level fighter, and then in December he's going to do the same thing. This is the type of fighter that you want as the face of boxing, and just because he's fighting the best doesn't mean he's ducking anyone else, because at the end of the day, Canelo Alvarez cannot fight everybody in one fight. He cannot satisfy every single person in boxing, because there's too many fanboys. If he fights Demetrius Andre, he really never wanted to fight Sergey Kovalev. If he fights Sergey Kovalev, he's running from Demetrius Andre. Canelo Alvarez has no reason to run from Andre, Kovalev, Callum Smith, or Triple G. He's proven that he can fight the best fighters. He's proven that he has a skill set that will give each and every one of those guys problems. And at this point, I would slightly favor Canelo Alvarez over literally all of those guys in and around his weight class. I think one of the more difficult tasks for Canelo Alvarez would be Sergey Kovalev, because that's going up an enormous amount of weight, and we don't know how, Canelo Alvarez's body will react to that. We've never seen him go up that much weight. And, against a guy who's proven, who's a world champion, and who's so powerful like Sergey Kovalev, I think that is an extremely difficult fight for Canelo Alvarez, probably the most dangerous fight out of all of those fights. But because of Canelo Alvarez's defensive skill set and his speed and his agility in comparison to Sergey Kovalev, I think that he gets the edge in that fight because of those things. Because Canelo Alvarez is an elite level proven fighter. So when you look at it and break it down, no matter who Canelo Alvarez chooses, he's not ducking any other fighter. He only wants to fight the best. But once again, unbiased as always, it's the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.